Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's me, davaughnmona. I feel like it's been a while since it's been me and you one-on-one, but I had to come on here to show you guys my go-to favorite summer makeup look. This super beautiful, honestly pretty simple to achieve summer makeup brown sultry look. I wanted to show you guys something that's achievable, attainable, by just following some simple steps. You can do this too, but no more chatter. Let's get into the video and I'll see you inside. With any makeup look, we always talk about this. It starts with good skincare and skin prep. So make sure that you are properly hydrating your skin using good skin prep or a great primer. It's up to you, whatever your preference is. Just make sure your skin is hydrated because that's the number one thing you want to make sure you do to have longevity in your makeup. As for me, my skin is prepped, but I'm still gonna go in with my Refine. I'm not always a primer girl, but this primer is one of my favorites. It's almost gone, so I put some on the back of my hand, and it comes with this rolling applicator, which I love because it's great for just like doing a quick little gua sha situation. So I'm just massaging that into my skin. And I get right under my eye as well. And I like to apply in an upward lifting motion. And y'all know the drill. It's always same thing, both sides. And this feels so good. I love how Refy's products double as skincare tools to actually help take care of your skin. And I always say don't neglect the neck. So it's really, oh, that feels so amazing. Just to roll that on my neck and make sure my neck is nice and hydrated. I put that everywhere on the face, and then I'm just gonna go and press it into the skin. Now, not only is the skin looking good, but it's feeling great and it's definitely prepared for makeup. So let's jump right in. So if you're not new here, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Bomb Powder. I use the tinted shade. My shade is number 7. The product comes with a spatula. Don't ask me where mine is, but this is to guide you on how much to use for your face. However, I do regularly use this product, so I'll show you how much I use on my face. Because you see I'm running low, I'm just going in with my fingernail and picking some up. I use about that much. I'm just gonna bring it to both sides of the face. I have neutral golden olive undertones, and this number 7, the Blurring Bomb Powder, perfectly suits my complexion. It also flexes really well because I've definitely gotten tan since summer starts and it still works. As you can see, like on my forehead perimeter, it's a little darker, which is normal for the sun to catch light, but it still melts into the skin pretty well. And I don't worry too much about that because that's where we'll go in and add contour. So the first layer is the Blurring Bomb Powder. I love using this first because it controls sweat and oils on the face. So it's perfect for that. Also has Upsolite in it, which is gonna read your skin. So if your skin is feeling dry, it'll provide hydration because it has hyaluronic in it. And if your skin is feeling too oily, it'll essentially go like and help control those sweats and oils. So this is the perfect base product to use first. And if you're not the type of girl that likes to wear a whole lot of makeup, it's the perfect product to just get the job done in terms of evening the complexion. And since it's summer, we all typically want to have a little bit more of a glowy look. So I like to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is a great dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. If you're wanting that beautiful glow with a little bit more coverage, the e.l.f. Halo Glow makes for the perfect dupe at a healthier price point. So this shade is a little lighter for me, so I like to focus it in the center of my face, just putting a little bit of product on each side. So when I blend this out, we'll have this focus right in the center and it'll add some brightening. And I really love that this doesn't crease crazy on the face. So it's an amazing product just to use all over, but especially under the eye if you want something that's glowy and not like a whole lot of coverage. Then to keep with a glowy look on the entire face, I'm gonna go in with the Milk Hydro Grip Skin Tint. Oh my goodness, I swear, Milk really did their big one with this one. It's a gel-based formula, and I hadn't really ever had a gel-based formula in a product, let alone a skin tint. As you can see, I put a squiggle on each side of my face. I like to add coverage where it's needed, and that's where I find that I need the most coverage. Going in using the same brush, and I'm just blending that into the skin. And do you see the glow that's coming to the face? It's actually insane. Taking that to the chin and going in and blending out the other side. Then I'll take it to the forehead, but now it's just residue. It's not like I have fresh product in that area. That's just because I don't like my forehead to look too makeup-y or overdone. So that's a personal preference. But yes, I absolutely love this, and I am using shade number 11. I also use shade number 11 in the Danessa Skin Tint, but I feel like this one is a little bit deeper and honestly makes for my perfect summer shade. I mean, seriously, look at the match from the face down to the neck. Absolutely stunning. And that's how I like to match. I don't like for the head to look like it's floating, so I like for everything to have a cohesive blend down. Now that we blended that out, I'm gonna go in and blend out that e.l.f. halo glow, and you can see that glow that's coming right under the eye. I'm still not bringing it right up under the eye because we'll still go in and brighten with a little bit of concealer. And I don't know about you, but I just feel like summer is for glowy makeup. It just makes me feel so good, healthy, but not overdone. This really just does it for me. I mean, if you're just a skin girl, you could stop here, but I like dimension. So we're gonna go in with our bronzer and our blush and really just take it up a notch. I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. The Patrick Ta bronzing duos are absolutely amazing. I use the shade She's Chiseled. I use this shade year round. It comes with a cream and a powder, and it just makes for the perfect duo for creating a beautiful look. These are perfectly buildable in coverage. I like to start with the cream and then set with the powder. So right now we're gonna go in with the cream and apply this to the perimeter of our face just to sculpt it out. So I'm making sure my brush is nice and saturated with product first, going in with the back of my hand just to make sure I'm not overdoing it. You never want to apply too much product at once. It's easier to build than to take away when it comes to makeup. Now I'm gonna focus this and just chiseling, snatching up that cheek, taking it around the perimeter of the forehead, addressing the color that's naturally there as it was a little bit darker, and really just using that as a guideline for my product color and placement. The face is really letting you know all that it needs and where it needs it. So if you're ever feeling lost, like you don't know how to apply your product, just look at what your body is naturally telling you. And of course, you'll already know, same thing both sides. I just feel like when you apply contour, you can really start to see the look coming together and your face just looking, honestly, not so flat. It's like when you don't have makeup on, your face still has dimension, but then when you add your foundation, you're losing the dimension. So bringing back that dimension really makes a huge difference in your overall makeup look and application. Making sure everything is nice and blended, and I'm so happy with how this looks. Continuing to add dimension, but now we're going to be going in with the It Cosmetics Sun Gaze blush. Now I feel like these blushes are so slept on, but these are so beautiful. It's a shade I never would have picked for myself, actually. So crazy because it sent me this product. It's so pigmented. You definitely want to dive into the product and then put it on the back of your hand so you're not having too much on your brush. But I'm using the same brush, which you can always do when you're applying your contour. And I'm essentially applying this on the cheek right above where we place the contour, but kind of melting into that contour as well. I like my blush to have that blown out look, especially since it's summer. So I'm bringing it up towards the temples, and I'll even bring mine into the arch of my brow. But notice how I do that after I already have the product placed on the cheek, how I like it. This is really bringing in that summer sun-kissed glow look that so many of us want to achieve. Now with the excess, I'm just gonna hit the forehead. I love for there to be the same product on the face in multiple places. That just helps you with the cohesion and you not being able to tell where the look is starting and stopping, and overall makes a huge difference in your makeup application. I even hit the nose and the chin just so cohesive, you know? That's my favorite word when it comes to makeup. So warm, I'm literally sweating, but I'm just going back in with our original brush that we used and just blending everything out so that we have a nice seamless blend. It's safe to say that the skin is skinning. Now we're going in with the concealer. I love a bright under eye, so I'm going in with one shade that's gonna serve as my correcting shade and then another shade that's gonna serve as my brightening shade. This is the Danessa Myricks Lift and Flex Concealer, first going in with shade number 12, and I'm just hitting that right under the eye. Notice how I'm not literally directly under the eye. I leave a little bit of space. That's so that when you blink, there's no creasing or anything until you're ready to blend it out and set it. I apply some in a lifted motion. I apply some in a lifted motion just because I want my face to look like this. So when you're applying your products, it's really important to keep in consideration placement. That makes the hugest difference when blending out your products and overall how your makeup looks. I'm gonna go in now and add shade number 10 just to brighten right over top of that. I went in with shade number 10, added that right over top of 12. That's gonna help us brighten. I'm not bringing that to the outskirts because I want the brightness to be right in the center of the face. Going in with my Sephora 47 brush, I'm just gonna tap that essentially where it's placed on both sides. And it just has the most stunning blur as well. Now with the excess amount of product I have there, I'm gonna place some right above my mouth, bring it to the sides of the nose, hit the forehead. Again, I mentioned I don't like my forehead to look too makeup-y, so by using the excess, you get that brightness without it being too much concentrated product in one area. Now I'm going up here and blending the concealer up towards the temple to give us that lifted look, which is important why your placement is placed correctly. So you blend it out and it just makes everything so much easier for you. And of course, same thing both sides. So going in with the brush, also this brush is flat and this brush is flat, so it's making the job easier. So yes, your tools are also important when it comes to blending out your makeup products. Everything has a nice healthy blend. I'm gonna go back in with our foundation brush just to again make sure everything is cohesive into the skin, and I'm sure you can see the glow that the skin has, and we haven't even added like any glitter or any dewiness of anything, well, except for that e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is all just our skin products. So you see how choosing and selecting the right skin products on the face make a huge difference for a look that's gonna have that beautiful summer glow. So we've applied all our creams, and now it's important to go in and set. Anything that's applied with a cream or a liquid needs to be set with a powder if you want longevity, and I will die on that hill. If you just leave the face looking like this, go out into the world and expect your makeup to have that same longevity all day, it's literally like expecting creams or paints not to melt. Like, it's not gonna work, babe, even if it's on your face. So you're gonna go in and set it. First, we're gonna set our contour using the powder part of the duo from our Patrick Ta She's Chiseled. And I'm just saturating this brush with powder, dusting off any excess, and going in and pressing the powder into the same places on the face where we applied our creams. So hitting that forehead. I have more of like a 5 head, so I'm super generous in this step. And on the sides of our face, and then I just like to hit the perimeter of the face on that jawline. On both sides, of course. I love the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I feel like this just melts products together beautifully. And so I'm just gonna go in and layer that. It's a Dark Deepest by MAC, but it's not as deep as She's Chiseled. It's also a little warmer, so I get that cool and that warm, which aids in creating the most beautiful summer look that has dimension. To set everything, so now going in with this blush that's also like an orange but has more of a pop, using again the same brush just like we did when we applied our liquids and creams. And look how beautiful this color is, and it complements the other orange that we used in our blush. Our base is a little bit more of a burnt orange, and then going in with the powder that has a little bit more pop of color because it's summer and we want to feel youthful and fun. So these two balance each other out beautifully. The shade Fascinated by Sephora Collection, and again, that same placement on the cheek. So beautiful. Also, when we were applying the concealer, you see how I applied the concealer and it melted into our blush and contour. So same thing here. We applied our contour and now we're applying our blush. I like to have that blushing look, so I bring it under the eye. But then when we set the under eye with the powder, we'll have the powder melt into the blush and it will all, again, look super cohesive. Now with the excess of what's on the brush, I'm gonna hit the chin and the forehead like in those same spaces that we did originally. And just making sure that everything is nice and blended. Again, this has the Blurring Balm powder on it, and it goes on like a cream and it sets as a powder. So going back to reinforce the product into the skin does a really great job. It doesn't pick up powder or any product that's already been laying on the face because it is a powder. So it's just so beautiful for touch-ups and doing things like this, like going in and making sure the whole face looks nice and melted together. Y'all, I'm literally so obsessed. It's giving summer, it's giving glow, it's giving youthful, giving timeless, which is literally my favorite thing. Now, going back in with the brush that we used to blend out our concealer, I'm just bringing that right under the eye, blending everything out, blending it into that blush, because now we're gonna go in and set the under eye, and you don't wanna set any creases. So you wanna make sure that you're ready with your powder to go in and set after this final blend. So I've got my powders ready. This is the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder in the shade number 3, saturating my powder puff into that product. And because it's summer, I don't want the under eye to look too matte, too overdone, but we still want to set it. So I'm just going straight in with the finishing powder to touch up that space and make sure that it's set and doesn't move, but also not using like too many powders so that the makeup still looks nice and summery. I'm using the powder puff in the triangle, and I'm just going to use that to guide me on where to place the product. Opening up my eye nice and big and then placing that right under the eye. And of course, same thing both sides. And you see how the rest of the face still has that dewiness that we applied. This will still have that lit from within glow because we applied the e.l.f. Halo Glow in the center of the face, but it's just gonna be set into place, which is again, super important for longevity. Now I'm just making sure I get right next to the bridge of the nose so that the nose has that nice and snatched look, and I'm taking some more of that powder right on the side of the nose, right above the mouth and right under the mouth. Shade number 3 is a pretty shade to brighten, but not have it be overdone. Also taking this to the forehead and applying it nice and lightly on the skin. So beautiful. Now I told y'all I like a little bit of brightness, so I'm going in with this brightening shade and this yellow. Using a yellow isn't always my favorite, but I feel like when they're layered, they look so pretty, and I'm keeping this more in the center of the face, and I'm just having this be under the eye. And wow, that just looks so gorgeous. Going back in with the original, I'm sure by now you've noticed pretty much after every step, I'm going back in with our original brush and just making sure everything looks super beautiful and cohesive. Summer never looks so good. Now we started with skin, but we definitely can't neglect our eyes and brows. Brows shape the face, so I'm gonna go in and do my favorite type of brow right now with y'all. A fluffy, laminated looking brow, so I go in with the Rare Beauty Brow Gel. I apply that to my brows in a lifted motion so that my whole face has a lifted look. And we do the same thing to both sides. Of course, y'all know that by now. I'm often asked if my brows are laminated, and I always tell people, no, I just use a brow gel, and I think they're shocked because of how they lay, and I'll show you guys right now what I do to have like that full on laminated look beyond just brushing up the brows like this. So once my brows are where I like them, and make sure I get them there first, I go in, I close the product, and then I press it up so it stays in place. Now this is a flexible hold brow gel, so you have some flexibility, but I just do mine like that, and that's what gives them that laminated, lived-in kind of looking brow. Stunning, right? And super easy. Brows are done, skin is done. But what makes the hugest difference in how everything looks is that perfect sultry pop of color on the eyes. So we're gonna go in with this brown liner from Sephora collection. These are absolutely amazing. I love them because they just twist up, making it super easy for application. So I'm gonna go in with this product in the waterline, like so. Now look at this eye. It looks super sexy and sultry. Look at this eye. It still looks pretty, but you can see the difference. This one has a beautiful pop and this one doesn't have anything going on. So now we're gonna make this eye match this eye by going in and just adding that liner in the waterline, and you see how huge of a difference this makes. Like, it looks so beautiful. In the same liner, we're gonna do a line on the top of the lash line. One personally, I like to just take halfway and just look so pretty, but look how beautiful that brown is on the top of the eye and how that makes even the most tiny little difference in the application, but it has huge impact. This just makes for the perfect summer look, nothing overdone, and if you can't do eyeshadow, you can do liner, babe. I promise you, it's super easy and these glide on so stunning. Y'all know I like a cohesive look, so these actually work beautifully as lip liners and they have 12-hour wear. So we're gonna go and apply this on our lips next. Just cleaning this off This is my personal pencil, and applying this to my lips now. I like an overline, so I'm gonna go in and overline my lip. So beautiful, so summery, so stunning, so cohesive, extremely glowy, but still set in place. And see how well the liner on the lip and the liner on the eye coordinate with each other. It just looks so stunning. Now to take the sultriness on the eyes up just a smidge, you're gonna go in with the brush, blend that liner out, and smudge it just a bit. So pretty. And I even love like the perfect imperfect look. It just is so stunning, and more than anything, super effortless. I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Just sweep across. So beautiful. Now going in with lip. I like my lip to be able to stay on all day, minimal touch. I'm going in with Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and I'm putting this on the center of my lip. They blend on beautifully. And I'm making sure that blends into my lip liner. I don't like it to look separated. I like it to look one. This is normally the point where I decide, do I need a little bit more lip liner? And if I do, I go in and add it. And my answer is generally yes, you always need more lip liner. Especially because I'm a lip combo kind of girl. So to define that line a little bit more, now I'm going in with a gloss on top. And I'm making sure I go with the gloss over that liner. So everything is, again, cohesive. Y'all know that's my favorite word, but that's everything makeup has to do with. Blendability, cohesiveness, and making sure everything is as close of a match as possible. Now, if you get to this step and feel like you have too much liner showing and you want a little bit more of the lipstick, it's a perfect opportunity to go back in and add some. Like, I feel like it's a little too brown. Now I want it to be a little bit more light in the center. So I'm gonna go in and address that. So going in with my Maybelline Superstay, just applying some to the center. Gorgina. Now, I love a dimensional glow. We can see that natural glow here, but I want a little bit more glow, so I'm gonna go in and do something about that now. Let me show you. A glowy look, but you don't want your makeup to look too powdery, especially since we're creating this beautiful summer look. That's when I love to go in with a cream or a liquid highlight after everything is set. So everything on our face is set. So now we're gonna go in with the liquid highlight from Danessa Myricks. So this is what it looks like. I'm putting some of that product on the back of my hand. This is what it looks like on the hand. And with the brush that we use for our contour and blush, and picking that product up. And now I'm just gonna press it into the skin, and you can see that glow come to life. Oh, sickening. And I'm doing the same thing on both sides. Oh, you have that glow. That's gonna have that beautiful summer look, hitting that nose, hitting that chin, and hitting the center of the forehead. Like, now you have that glowy look that's not going anywhere because everything has already been set in place. You know, it just works. Since we're creating this beautiful summery look with our brown liner, we're gonna go in with a brown mascara. Sometimes a look doesn't call for a lash, and I feel like those fresh looks where you just look like yourself are so beautiful with mascara or even no mascara. But for today's look, we're gonna go in with my new favorite brown mascara from Sephora collection. Don't sleep on Sephora collection, she always delivers. This is the Stunning Chocolate Mascara. So beautiful, and I love the applicator. Gonna go in and give us a coat on the top lashes and the bottom. I never curl my lashes, but if you do, you would do so right before, of course, applying your mascara. And I love the look without mascara, but just adding that extra coat of brown really takes it there. Like, ugh, look how stunning and how sultry, so summery. When I do my bottoms, I like to look down into the mirror so that there's less chance of me getting mascara under the eye. Wow, 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 wow. Now we're gonna go in and set this with some setting spray. We need to bring out the big boys, AKA One Size Contour Dawn. It looks very glowy, very dewy. We use some glowy products. We did set everything, but we just wanna make sure this look stays in place. We're not gonna use our glow because the glow is coming from within, and then add it on the top with that dimensional glow when we use the Danessa Myricks liquid highlight. So now we're just gonna lock everything in with this One Size setting spray. She's a little aggressive, so take it easy. Hey y'all, this is the look. Now tell me, what do we think? Let me turn to the side for you guys so you can see the stunning glow. All right, you guys, well, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know if you want to see anything next. Otherwise, I'll keep coming up with different ideas. And until next time, aka next week.